Hello, this is Jessica Lynn of JessicaLynnOriginal.com. Today we're going to go ahead and use a pug stamp from the brand new Flynn's Puppies that was just launched. You can see this card has got some die cuts going on, some stamping, some foam risers, some fussy cuts. It was a really easy and fun card to make. I wanted something that wasn't overly done and just had the stamp as the feature. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to JessicaLynnOriginal.com and you're going to order this stamp set so you can make this card too. But I already have it, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out of its packaging, and that's the stamp we're going to use. You can see this stamp set does come with quite a few sentiments, so my goal was to make a quick and easy birthday card. Now, I have got to come up with a better way to store my die cuts. If anyone has a great idea or a video you could link at the bottom, could you put that down below? I'm really looking for a much better way. You can see I've got a lot of die cuts, and right now they're just in a huge baggie. Not cool. So I went ahead, and the one I picked was a Little Inkers. It's a rectangle with a dotted stitch line. I really love the way those look. I'm going to go ahead and get out my Cuddle Bug, and we're going to go ahead and cut out my rectangle. Alright, so let's take a look at how this looks. I'm just going to move my plates, and you can see it's a perfect little rectangle. I really like it. It's one of my favorite dies. I love all the ones with the stitches. And I will keep that extra little piece because maybe I'll come up with an idea for another card in the future. Now next I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I am not a pro at this. I'm still working on this, so I went and looked up some videos because everyone else gets a really beautiful consistency and mine is a little blotchy, so I'm going to keep working on it. But I went ahead and pressed forward, and all I did is I have these little foam, I don't know, finger caps, I guess is what you could call them, and I just went ahead and pushed it into the distress ink, and then I went ahead and nicely, you know, kind of spread, or I tried to do it like I would painting, and maybe that's not the right way, but I went ahead and did it like I was painting to make it have a nice solid blue as the background for the card. What I really liked about these distress inks is they were, one, very small, but two, I could stack them and put them away. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use my ink, and I am going to stamp my pug stamp onto my white sheet of cardstock. I've had a lot of luck with the archival black close to my heart ink pad, so I've been using this one for a long time. But I'm going to go ahead and take the pug off of our packaging, and you can see the image is still there, so I'm going to know where the pug goes back to once I'm done. And if you take a closer look at our stamps, they are a very high grade photopolymer. They stick really well to the blocks, and again, just like all of them, they are clear, so you can see where you're stamping. My only downside to these close to my heart inks is the flipping of the top to the bottom. I usually end up with more ink on my fingers than I do anything else. But let's go ahead and stamp them on up. And there he is, all inked. And slide that off to the side, and let me go ahead and stamp him down. Now when I go ahead and press, you can see I'm just putting a nice even press on there. And now I didn't even have to do anything to prep this clear stamp. It came right out of packaging, and you can see what a beautiful impression it made right on the white cardstock. Alright, so now it is time to color this adorable pug. When I went back and reviewed my video, it was a little blurry on my zoom, and I apologize, so I kind of fast forwarded doing all the coloring. But I will pop up the different colors that I used for my Copic markers. If you're going to color a dark color or a black image, I usually use like W2, W3, W5, W7, and I try to build up the gray colors to really make it stand out without actually coloring it in with black. I want to be careful not to lose all of the details. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut, and I'm going to fussy cut right up against the edge of the line of the pug because I don't want even a white border around him for this one. So now that I've got that all cut out, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to decide what sentiment I want on there. I really like the yappy birthday. I thought that could be kind of fun. Again, my goal was to make a birthday card, so that worked well. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it right on the card itself, and I'm going to do it before I put the foam risers on it. If you watch my other videos, I've done that before, an accident where I put the foam risers and then I go, oh yeah, I want to put a sentiment on there. Doesn't work. Stamp it first, foam riser second. Now I did have a moment where I thought, you know what, maybe this card needs a little something else, and I watch a lot of Project Run where they always say, edit yourself, don't go crazy. So I decided maybe I was adding a little too much by trying to add some pattern paper in the background. So I decided, you know what, let's just go with the white. We'll come up with something different, and that's what that all is all about. So I'm just going to go with the white, which is what I really like. And then you can see I was thinking about maybe do I add flowers in the background? And I had a great idea. We have another rubber stamp set called Brentwood, the Fairy Garden version. And there's a bunch of beautiful leaves. So I had an idea that maybe I could put some leaves in the background. Now I really like that I had his little feet kind of hang off. I thought it looked kind of cute, gave a little more of a shadow. So these are the leaves that I was just talking about. You can see here's that Brentwood Fairy set, and it comes with two different leaves, but I opted for the one that's shaped a little more like a heart. And all I did was I went ahead and stamped them on the page. And they're not perfect, but I went ahead and did it. I could have done masking to make it look beautiful. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Copic markers, and I am going to go ahead and color in the leaves. I like using quite a few colors of Copic marker. I like to start with the lightest color first and then build up the tones, just like what I did with the pug. And when I go through and color, you can see I grab all different variants of the greens. So I have some bright greens, some dull greens, some darker greens. And then I just kind of play with it to get some shadow and highlight in there. I decided to just fussy cut them out, and you can see I didn't cut the whole thing out because I knew it was going to be underneath that rectangle. Now it was just a matter of kind of deciding where do they all go. And I thought, you know, just add a little green, you know, like sky and ground kind of thing. So I just went ahead and put a little glue on there, and again I just kind of played around with where they sat well, and I glued them right onto the white cardstock. Just like that. Perfect. So you can see, there's our finished card. Now if you like what I'm doing here at Jessica Lynn Originals YouTube channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you follow us. I do announce new stamp designs and share specials and stuff here. If you're interested in getting this pug stamp, visit our website, which is JessicaLynnOriginal.com. Thank you again. Have a great day.